demonstration was held for a couple of hours. About 3 hours later, a secondary group of demonstrators showed up, and they were carrying baseball bats. That group then marched south on 5th Avenue towards the headquarters building, and while en route to the SPD headquarters building, the group damaged businesses along the way. They also damaged the old federal courthouse that's on 5th Avenue. Once the group reached headquarters, they graffitied the headquarters building, and then they graffitied the municipal court building, broke all of the lower windows out there. The group then headed back north on 3rd Avenue, all of the while continuing to damage businesses along the way. Individuals in the group appeared to target Starbucks and Amazon, both as they were heading towards headquarters and heading back northbound. They then made it to the West Precinct, where this group confronted officers outside, and excuse all my paperwork here. The protesters then lit mortar-type fireworks and then threw them at officers from a very close range. The devices that they threw can blind, maim, and kill people when thrown from these short of distances. Excuse me. The result is at least 12 officers during this confrontation were injured. At least one officer is being treated at the hospital after fragmentation entered his neck and throat area. The other officers are being assessed and treated at the precinct. During this time, the police department used blast balls and pepper spray to stop the assault that was occurring on officers. No tear gas or other less lethal munitions have been deployed. At this point, we know that we made 2 arrests, one for assault, and I believe the other one was for a theft or attempted theft. Not clear at this point, but as that information becomes available, we'll share it with you. Once they left the West Precinct, the group came up here to the East Precinct, continuing on their path of vandalizing businesses and destruction. While along the way, when they got to the East Precinct, they broke out several windows of the precinct, as you can see behind you, and I think you all got footage of it. They then threw some type of pyrotechnic item into the lobby, which ignited a small fire that one of our community members put out, as I understand it. There were no injuries resulting from that fire. The group then went from the precinct over to Cal Anderson Park, where they gathered for a while and then dispersed. I'm told from the incident commander here today that this group appeared to be well organized, was a well organized and orchestrated group, that it was kind of a joint effort to target specific businesses and government buildings and do property destruction and vandalism. So I might be able to answer a few questions. This is ongoing and active, and some of this information could change throughout the day or night. If that happens, we'll put that information on our SPD blotter or out on Twitter. But again, I appreciate everybody's patience with me, as this is a fluid situation. Our chief is at Harborview right now with the injured officer, making sure that he's okay. So that's why she's not here.
Reports of looting too. Do you know specific numbers?
I don't know specific numbers. I do know there were reports of looting though.
Where were police when when they were smashing windows, when we saw them moving around? Were police following nearby, or was there a point that police tried to intervene to stop them from damaging businesses?
Police were monitoring, but they did not come and they were not able to intervene and stop the property damage.
Why is that?
I'm not sure. You'd have to ask I wasn't there, so you'd have to ask the commander as far as what their staffing and operations plan looked like, but they did not.
How does what happened here, as you see cleanup, change how officers go forward? Say this group or some folks come back, will there be a different tactic or approach from police?
I don't know.
Dr. Ellis, 2 arrests?
2 arrests that we know of at this time. That number could change as the day goes on and we get more information.
How big was that group of demonstrators that were damaging things?
At one point, I think the number was 300, up to 300 or so. And let me be clear, it wasn't the entire group that was doing the damage. It was individuals within the group. So Some of the demonstrators were peaceful, the other ones were set out for destruction and damage.
Is this the same group that was reported to be at the West Precinct, or is this simultaneous things happening at once?
These were chronological. This was one group and it was chronological. It was not all happening at once.
And the arrests, what kind of potential charges?
I believe one was for assault and the other one was for theft.